Welcome to an episode of Tangentially Related, a podcast that's like a phone call with your best friend. I'm Lena, and I'm here with my bestie,
I'm Gina.
and we're gonna have just a little chat today. It's my turn to pick the topic of conversation, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm both curious and slightly scared about your answer to this question.
Oh, God.
Yes. This question being, if my answer to whatever question you asked me had to be yes, what would you ask me?
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm a little scared because I was like, ooh, what would you make me do?
If your answer had to be yes,
Like, there was no if, ands, or buts. My
hmm
answer would be yes.
I would probably really capitalize on this. And
That's what I'm afraid of.
yeah, you would do things that you would want to do, but I want to milk it for a whole day. So I think my question would be, can I plan a trip or a weekend or something, maybe day trip, where I get to plan the whole thing and you have to do all of the stuff?
Yeah, I think that's entirely valid. That's a valid answer. You're like, I'm gonna plan a trip, and you have to do everything. That would be like I have to say yes to
Yeah,
this.
you have
So
to
wait,
follow my itinerary.
yes. Where would you take me?
The thing is, we would totally go somewhere that you and I are both interested in.
Okay.
Wherever it is, we've talked about,
So many
like, we've been to
places.
New York before. I would love to do that together again because there's just so many things to do.
That and our trip was so
It was so
fast.
short. Yeah, it was a
So
quick
I
one.
feel like a longer trip in New York is a must do at some point in the future.
Yeah, I think there's so many different trips and things that we could go on, and we like a lot of the same stuff, or we're really fine doing whatever the other person wants anyway.
Hmm.
The part where you having to say yes really comes in is I would probably just keep you out later than you would normally want to.
You
Or
know, that's fair.
yeah, make you do a few more things, stuff like that. Like, I know we had a busy day, but we're also going dancing tonight. Each of those things on their own, you would probably say yes to. I don't know that you would normally say yes if it was all in the same day.
Nope, that's fair. I do like a good break in between things. Although I will almost never say no. Never, yeah. I would almost never say no to dancing ever because
Hmm.
I love dancing. It's so fun. I
Yeah.
don't really have a space to do it in Vermont because it's not got a hoppin' nightlife
No,
over
right?
here. Can't imagine.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of those things where it's like, I'm not always like looking for a place like with good nightlife, but then when you have it, it is so nice just because you can just like, we should go dancing this weekend. And it's super easy and accessible, where now we just gotta like plan a little bit.
Oh, the planning. I feel like that is a part of adulthood that no one prepares you for.
That's true.
Everything takes a goddamn plan.
Hmm.
And you're like, what happened to spontaneity and freedom? Like, yeah, that goes out the window the minute you have bills to pay. You're
Yeah.
just like, fuck, damn it.
No kidding. And like adult friends, like everyone has their own lives,
Mm-hmm.
relationships, kids, whatever. Not everyone works a normal 9 to 5, too. Like,
Yeah.
I have worked nights and weekends, things like that. So, yeah, trying to coordinate with people, it's nice to give at least a week's notice. Even more really helps lock things in. So, whether
Yeah.
that's how your brain is programmed or not, you kind of have to do it as an adult. That part kind of sucks.
No, that's true. And as a neurospicy individual, I wonder if you experience this too, where I will make plans like a couple weeks out because that's adulthood and you
Mm-hmm.
need that much time. But then past you was in a different mental headspace than you are when you get to the plans and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, I don't actually want to do this right now. Like I don't have a ton of spoons or
Yeah.
or it's like, "Oh, that sounded really fun at the time." And now I'm just like, I would rather eat dirt
Mm-hmm.
than go outside my house. Now, I feel like you probably struggle with that less than I do, but has that ever happened to you before?
Luckily, the times that I've done that, I never fully committed to the plan. So there is like sort of a safety net there where I've been like, oh, here's this thing at the end of the month. That would be so fun. We should do that. And maybe I'll send it to like my sister or friend to somebody. And then as that thing gets closer, 3 days out, I never bought the ticket or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I might be like, I hope they don't want to go anymore because I don't really want to go
Because I
now.
don't want to.
So at that point, I kind of leave it up to the other person. But in situations like that, if the other person really wants to go, I want total honesty. Like, please tell me, would you be upset if we didn't go? Because if that's the case, we will fucking go. We will be
We will
there.
do it.
Like, yeah, I'll perk up, I'll do the thing, it'll be fine.
You'll have an energy drink or a coffee
Yes.
and basically become a 20 something year old again. Just be like, let's
Right?
go.
Yeah, give me a minute. I will be there.
We'll just get there.
Yeah, if it's not a high priority thing and we can safely skip it and no one will be upset, then okay, let's skip
It's
it.
like, yes. Oh, what's that bit where it's like when the best type of plans are canceled plans
Oh,
as an
yes.
adult?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's the best where you like you make the plans, you get excited, but then the day comes and you're just like and someone cancels and you're like, this is what I want.
Right.
It's like, yes.
I have to say though, us talking about like kind of perking up before like plans or whatever is making me think. So right now, Coachella's happening. So when this
Hmm.
episode comes out, we'll have like just finished the Coachella weekends, but we're still in festival season. I have been so jealous of all of like the cool, fun Coachella videos and things that are coming out. And my sister and I have been sending them to each other. She sent me this one where this DJ was playing Crazy Frog, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" And she was like, "Yeah, people in the comments were saying this was like at 6 a.m." And at
What?
that moment, I was like, oh my god, what?
Wait,
I don't want to be up at 6 a.m.
okay.
Still up from the night before? No.
Is that what it is? Like you're still up from the night before, or people are no one's waking up at 6 a.m.? That was a dumb question.
Right? Yeah, no one just got up at
It's like, ready, let's go. It's like, no.
What?
Oh,
I know that some
no.
stuff like goes late into the night, but like
6?
I was thinking after the main headliners, I didn't think we were still doing music. I don't know for sure because I've never been to Coachella.
I haven't either.
That's when I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I can hang, or
Yeah,
I can only hang for parts of this.
I don't think I could do that. I don't know.
I don't
I've
know.
never really done a festival like that,
Mm-hmm.
mostly because there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6 a.m. I never want to see that time. No, I don't want to
Right.
stay up that late. I don't want to get up that early. That is a time where everybody should be sleeping. Night owls, morning people, stay in bed. Stay in bed.
Well, and then also you're camping out like for most people are. That is definitely the more affordable option.
That's what I was gonna ask, where it's like, are these people in the area that this music, like, you would not be able to sleep? Like, it's not even an option.
Right?
That is when you would get, like, bitch hardcore Lena being like, if I
Mm-hmm.
don't get to fucking sleep, I will make it everybody's problem.
This is
I would,
everyone's
like,
problem.
march on stage and, like, start unplugging stuff. I'd probably get kicked out, but that is the level of rage you would have experienced in my presence. Like, no!
As she was saying this, I was like, okay, so, yeah, hypothetically, if I was there, maybe like we're feeling it and the party mode is just going that night, but I could see myself also wanting to like get back to the campsite, go to bed so I can be refreshed for the next day, at least as much as possible. But then this was also a good note for me to be like, okay, so if I do go to Coachella, we're packing earplugs, maybe noise canceling headphones, because I gotta get to sleep at some point.
But you should pack earplugs regardless.
Honestly, that needs to be a staple in my trip packing, and it's not. It needs to be. There have been times where I have not had earplugs and wished I had them.
Okay, I need to understand if you and I are talking about the same thing because for me, earplugs at a concert are a must
Mm.
because most of the time the music is actually like loud where it's damaging your ears.
Hmm.
That's what I'm using the earplugs for. I feel like you're using them for sleeping
No, yeah, I meant for sleeping, but I have been meaning to buy a nice pair of earplugs for concerts because I don't want to ruin my ears.
any more than they have already been ruined since apparently you do not use earplugs at concerts.
Facts, facts, yeah.
Although I couldn't tell you the last time I was at a concert that actually required earplugs.
Sometimes it's the most random ones. I'll go to something that I think should be pretty chill, and then it's crazy loud, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have brought earplugs. I really need to invest in a nice little pair of earplugs for concerts. I've been thinking about it, I just haven't done it yet.
I have seen the Loop earplugs specifically, not sponsored, but I've been
Yeah.
very intrigued by them because as someone who gets auditorily overstimulated very easy, which is why I don't go to a ton of concerts,
Hmm.
they have like the different levels of sound reduction, and I want to know how that works. I'm not a science person. I
Oh.
don't fucking know. But there's like the the ones that are just more like for ambient noise and can help you focus. I was like, I'm fascinated by this.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of these?
I have. I've seen those. I guess I didn't realize that there were different kinds, like from that brand. That's cool.
And if I'm remembering correctly, there's like the fancy type that you can actually like change the level of noise reduction on the earplug themselves.
Oh.
Yeah, so fascinating. I was like, I think this would be good for me. But then that's also me being like, I don't want to stick things in my ears.
Right,
So I
yeah.
don't like that.
I have seen where they come with different sizes, so you're not like stuck with ones that are like too big for your ears and then hurt your ears. They have like smaller ones. A lot of the time when you buy some of these earplugs or headphones, they come with a couple sizes. So that's really nice, but
Hmm.
I hadn't thought that far into them. I don't know, that's interesting.
You should invest in some earplugs just for concerts
Right?
in general. But go with the fancy ones so then I can get some first person experience and reviews from you
Yes.
because you're more likely to use them before me
Hmm.
because concerts have lots of people at them.
That's true.
And I don't like that.
You need to go to like an event like that that's like for introverts where there might be quite a few people, but no one's forced to, like, no one's socializing with each other. They're all like, yeah, leave me alone,
Leave me alone.
respectfully.
That does sound more my speed. I was thinking about this while we were chatting. Like the last concert I went to, it was pre-pandemic, so it's been a minute.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Well, and like the pandemic obviously shut all that shit down for quite some time,
Yep.
understandably. But since then, like my aversion to crowds has just gotten a lot stronger because I couldn't be around them. And now I'm like, why would I do that?
Hmm.
But even so, the last concerts that I went to were actually, this is going to be so niche, sorry for everybody, were at the Musical Instrument Museum in Phoenix, which, by the way, anyone who
Mm.
has not been should go because it's amazing. But they have a concert venue and it's pretty small. I saw my favorite artist there, the artist Dessa, who is a rapper songwriter out of Minneapolis, and John Paul White did a concert there. Those are the last two concerts I went to, both at the MIM, aka Musical Instrument Museum. But because they were at such like a venue like that, which is kind of fancy, even though
Hmm.
those artists are pretty not typically fancy, and I mean no offense to John Paul White and or Dessa, but not their typical venues. Dessa usually plays in like bars or smaller
Hmm.
musical venues, although she does do stuff with the Minnesota Orchestra,
That's cool.
which is super dope. But same with John Paul White, where it's usually smaller venues,
Hmm.
but not in that capacity where it's like a staged auditorium, where but it's small.
I guess if anyone's listening that has been to a performing arts center before, the Musical Instrument Museum venue area is kind of like a performing arts center.
Yeah,
And so, yeah, sometimes you get these like cool, hip acts, but they are in this like sort of somewhat elegant
yeah.
looking, yeah, theater, so it doesn't totally like match, but that's kind of common for performing arts centers.
Both performances were great, but they were very much low key performances opposed to like going to
Yeah.
like a bar or a club to see a musical group or
That's true. I feel like
performance.
the energy would be different.
Very, very different.
That's so funny.
But I kind of liked it because I was like, okay, calm, like it.
Yeah, and then you kind of get people who might just be like season ticket holders for that venue that probably have no idea who this artist is or didn't know beforehand that get exposure to them. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And the age range usually is a little bit more broad, actually leaning older even at places like that.
Oh my gosh, this reminds me of the Dessa concert. This is just a funny story. So Dessa is a rapper, started out as a rapper and has like leaned more into other musical aspects of
Hmm.
music producing. But very strong language. This is important to the story.
Mm-hmm.
Where so in this concert she's like performing and she like I said she usually performs in bars but she clocks that there are children in the audience and she's like so flat out into the microphone addresses the audience. She's like, so I see that there are children here and I would just like to warn any parents that I will not be changing my lyrics and they are not kid friendly. And then the parent calls out, don't you fucking worry about it, honey. Just go. And I was like, oh my God,
Oh
this is
my gosh.
amazing.
They're like all good over here.
Yeah, it's like, you're good. We knew what we were walking into.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Okay,
great.
that's good.
But I'm talking like 8, 9 years old
Oh,
kids.
jeez.
Oh, it was like, okay. And that just stuck with me and it will forever stick with me because it was so funny where I was like, oh, okay, the
No,
parents
right?
are into it. Great, let's go.
Because that would be my thought too. Is like, oh crap, these guys had no idea what was going on. But no, they must have known, and then they must have a thing with their kids. Like, hey, this is a little bit more PG-13, R, whatever. You can hear these words, you're not saying them. Maybe something like that.
Maybe.
Who knows? That's so funny.
It's actually really interesting to think about. I am not a parent. I swear this is related. I'm not a parent, but I have come to appreciate the different parenting techniques around swearing.
Yeah, letting your kids curse or not. I do think
Hmm.
it's interesting.
Well, and like how you present it, where it's like
Yeah.
these words, they're just words, and like anything else, context is important.
Hmm.
And like sometimes going about it that way, where it's like, yeah, you can swear, but you need to understand that where you are participating in this language or where you are using this language is important context to if it's appropriate or not. And I was like, that's actually a really smart way of doing it.
Very true.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
the minute you tell a kid don't do that, they're gonna fucking do it.
Hmm.
I swore way earlier than I probably should have.
Same. I do not have kids, and I don't know where I would sit on that line. Probably after a certain age, they could use some words. I think I would reserve the fuck word for when they get older.
Yeah, fair.
But teenager, that's fine. But also, like, let's not just do it willy nilly, okay? We don't need to just, like, toss it around for fun.
Context is important.
Context. But yes, knowing, like, when and where is appropriate, I think is good. Because even beyond curse words, we should all learn when it's appropriate or not to have certain conversations.
Oh, for
I
real.
remember I was in theater in high school, very active, and our drama club went to go see another school's performances. And the theater teacher was performing alongside the students in this
Oh,
play.
that's weird.
Yeah, and had a pretty big role, which was a little odd.
Ew.
Right? And so some of us, like our drama club, were kind of talking about it to each other, and our teacher was like, oh, nope, save it for the van ride home. And then in the van was like, okay, guys, I didn't want us to have those conversations in an auditorium full of people because you don't know if their family, whoever else is sitting around us, like we're in an unfamiliar territory. We don't want to be rude. Wait until we're in the car and it's just us or in our little tiny bus. We can talk about it amongst us. And that was actually I that totally stuck with me where I was like, you know what, you're right. Time and place. We save some conversations for the ride home.
Yeah, for real. Sorry, I'm really stuck on the fact that the teacher was performing with the kids.
Like a big
I know
role.
it was just a note in your story, but my brain
No,
has
yeah.
latched onto this. What the actual fuck?
Yeah, it would be one thing if the teacher like had like a cameo performance. Just came out, said a line, and I'm like, oh, that's funny. That's who like
Mm-hmm.
the big adult was in the story or something. But to give yourself a kind of lead role
Oh my
when
God.
you're the adult in the room and they're like kids that are trying to get acting experience is so weird.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
My body is having a physical reaction to this piece of information where it's like, did you just not have any success as in a professional career as yourself that you have to become a drama teacher to continually star in high school productions?
Right. You get to
Like
cast
what?
yourself in your dream roles now. Is that what's happening? Yeah, I know.
That is a level of ego and self-centeredness that I find impressive.
Yeah.
Now, could there be context I'm missing? Yes. I don't
Same.
care. This is not important. Wow. You need to work on yourself,
Right.
person.
Yeah, there are details that I do not know. It is still just weird to me with that
So
little
weird.
knowledge that I have that, like, yep, that was the theater teacher, and they were on stage delivering lines just as much as any of the actual kids that were in the show.
Yeah, like I'm going through my theater teachers that I have had throughout my educational career forever ago.
Hmm.
Obviously, I'm in my 30s now, so it's been a minute. I can't imagine a single one of them pulling that.
No, yeah.
There were some interesting folks in that lineup.
Hmm.
Still wouldn't pull that. So odd.
No, yeah, it's so weird.
Did I ever tell you about the show that I was a part of that we were like the weekend or the week before we were supposed to like have our performances and the other one of the other leads got suspended and we had to cancel the entire performance?
Oh my gosh, no.
Yes, and it was so stupid. I this was like when I was young too. I think I was in 8th or 7th grade, doesn't matter. But I was so into this. Like, because I was so
Oh.
excited. I got one of the leads. It was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what this kid got suspended for?
Tell me.
Putting his arm up a vending machine to try to get a drink
Oh my gosh.
for free. Yeah. And what is especially irritating is the only reason why he tried is because during one of our rehearsals, someone had successfully done it because there was like a beverage that was like someone tried to buy
Oh, it was like
and then
hanging
got
there. Yeah.
stuck. Yeah, so this like little whippet, I feel like that's the right word, of one of the people on the cast like stuck their skinny little arm up there and got it for them. But
Oh my
my
gosh.
teacher justified it because like you paid for that, you were just trying to get it. But this dumbass was like, nope, I'm gonna try to get a free drink. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the dumbass that got suspended was like a large-ish boy. I'm going to say boy because I'm sure he was in eighth grade at the time.
Mm-hmm.
No way in hell was he ever getting anything.
Right.
He
You're
got
like,
stuck, and that's why he got caught and suspended. And I was so infuriated.
if anything, like getting stuck is embarrassing enough to also suspend. What the heck?
I was, oh my gosh. So, yes, everyone was so mad at him because, like I said, we were so close to being done, and it just got canceled because he was suspended for like a long time. I don't remember why the suspension was so
Oh my
harsh,
gosh.
but I don't know. School is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something I don't think about very often, but I was so mad when it happened.
I would be
I'm
too.
like, you idiot.
Jeez.
He and I never got along after that fact either. Not that we ever really did.
Oh yeah, no, that would have sealed the deal for me.
I mean, like, you are an asshat.
Yeah, you messed this up for me.
It's like,
Like,
how dare you?
yeah, we would not be friends after that. Well, wait, I haven't asked you if my answer had to be yes, what you would ask me.
Oh, I feel like you probably know this one, and it's a dick move, but it's like,
Maybe.
you would move to Vermont.
Oh, big.
Yeah, I was like, this is not a small thing, temporary thing. If you had to say yes, I'd be like, you need to move to Vermont.
Okay,
We'll make it happen.
pack my bags. Time to go.
If I were to put you in that situation, I would obviously help you make it happen if you had to say yes to that.
Yeah, if there was like some
But
kind of
that's
way.
just me being purely selfish, being like, get your fucking ass out here. Let's go.
I know. Oh my gosh. And to think that like we did live close together and like it was so fun being able to I was always like working late and then I could just walk to your house
Mhm.
afterward either just to like hang out or just like fun little parties at your place. Like I totally miss that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, living
I
next to
need
each
you
other
to
would be so
move out
fun.
here.
I know.
Just going to be a whiny baby about it. And go into my Russian slash Slavic accent and talk like this forever until you move. I would not do that to you. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Or to yourself. You'll get stuck in a voice.
I get stuck in a voice all the time. Like when I'm talking to myself, which I do quite regularly,
Hmm.
it's never in my normal voice.
Yeah.
Like ever. It's always got some weird ass voice to it.
That's funny. I talk to myself sometimes. I do talk to my dogs a lot, especially on our morning walks.
Hmm.
And I just wonder if the neighbors are like, oh, yep, there she is, talking to her dogs again.
Oh, probably. I do the same thing. And my neighbors, I'm sure, have noticed.
Hmm.
I'm sure. But Mara definitely gets the weird voices too.
You mean you speak to her that way, or the weird voice is like your voice for her?
She definitely, when I'm speaking to her, gets the weird voice.
Hmm.
For sure. Usually, she does not have a weird voice when I manifest her thoughts
Yeah.
aloud, but she is a bitch when I do. She is a sassy dog, and I interpret that in a very specific way when I voice her thoughts.
Hmm.
She's probably not nearly as mean as I make her.
Well, like even with my dogs, so Ford, I think he curses kind of like a grumpy old man.
Hmm.
But Mocha, I don't think she curses because sometimes my husband will like say something for her, usually like, "Where the fuck is my mom?" And I'm like, okay, I think Mocha maybe only curses in extenuating circumstances. I don't think she does often. And it's just like a weird personality thing that this is what I believe about my dogs.
I would trust your beliefs of your own dogs.
Hmm.
That makes perfect sense. Have I met Mocha in person? No. And that makes me sad.
No, not yet. I know you need to because I've had her for just a little over a year.
Oh my god, it's been that
Isn't
long?
that crazy? I know. I'm so glad that you met my other dogs, though. You met Tara, you met Bree.
Yes.
Bree cursed.
I will meet Ford and Mocha. It will happen.
Yes.
When? I don't know.
Yeah, I get it.
One day. When you move out here, when you can't say no to me.
When I move and move with the dogs.
Yes. Moving with dogs, not fun, but doable.
Yeah.
Done it multiple times, and oh boy. Although, one I feel like is more manageable than two. I don't know.
I don't know. They're pretty chill and with such like different personalities and my dogs are older. I think if like there was strong puppy energy, that would feel like a whole task. But they're pretty calm and they don't do too bad on the road. So, I don't know.
For when you move out here, it's good to
Right,
know.
like we're talking through this. We'll see if I move cross country and how that hypothetically goes with Ford and Mocha.
I love how you are not committing, which is fair. Moving across the country is no small undertaking and is very expensive. I just like giving you shit.
But if we won the lottery,
Oh my god, yes.
then let's go. We need like the job stuff, the house stuff. You keep paying attention to my favorite houses in your neighborhood.
Will do.
Let me know which one goes up for sale and we'll see if the stars align. I'm hoping they will.
For real. Well, and it's always funny because me and my roomie like to play the like, if you won the lottery, what would be the first stupid thing you do? I'd be like, I would walk across the street to the house you like. The minute I see someone there, I'd be like, hey, would you sell me this house?
You're like, how much would it take?
Like, I will pay whatever you want. Give me this house, and then I would just give it to you, and you would have a house to move into. Like, that's what I would do if I won the lottery. You think I'm kidding. I am not. You would have a house, and I would make you move.
And now you have to say yes. Now you are moving.
Can you imagine how nice it would be to not have a mortgage payment? You would just have a house. I would just
That would be
gift you a
insane.
house.
That would be so crazy. And yeah, at that point, who am I to say no?
Exactly.
You're like, girl, you don't even have a mortgage. Get your ass up here.
I would even pay for your movers. Get your ass out here.
Oh, I feel so spoiled. Oh my gosh.
It's really for selfish reasons. I just want you to be closer so I don't have to travel to see you.
Yes, I know. No, that would be so fun.
Mhm.
And I think our dogs would get along, so that'd be cute.
Mara would probably just be like, your dogs have so much energy. Except for Fort. Mocha has so much energy.
Mocha has energy, yeah. Although, I don't know if she ever wants to, like, play with dogs or not. I don't know. She loves attention, but she doesn't always want to play. So it's kind of funny.
That's fair. Mara's not a huge player with other dogs. I think she just likes having them around for company.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, wow. We actually brought this conversation full circle back to the beginning, forcing each other to do things.
Yes.
What a beautiful friendship we have.
Obligation and forcing you to do stuff. Love it.
I actually like that these are things that we would probably say yes to anyway. We're just like
Yeah.
pushing it a little bit more. Like, no, no, no. I want to make you move, and assuming that there were things that could help with that, and then me just making you have a really busy day and staying out late. All in the name of fun, though.
I love the disparity between the long-term implications. A weekend out,
Right.
you're moving across the country.
Well, at this point now, I'm making mine at least a week-long trip. I plan the itinerary.
That's right. I would do that for you, for sure.
Okay, good. Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, this has been Tangentially Related. We release new episodes every Thursday, so please tune in to see what we're forcing each other to do next, I guess. And if you're looking for more silly content, friendship, neurospicy stuff, all of the things, please follow us on TikTok at tangentially.related. And we will see you next time. Okay, bye.